Who are some people or things, resources, even books that have been significant in shaping your understanding social justice?
So definitely, I want to say my partner for sure. And you're familiar with her, of course. Just the type of work that y'all do and it being attached to a bigger meaning. Like she's the first person I've met where that's even a thing. Like her work is actually attached to like her beliefs. It's super important. I learned so much through her. It's ridiculous. And coming to find out, like even learning certain theories or just certain principles, I always had those principles, but like you're able to put a name to it,
That's it.
like, yeah, it's
That's
like,
it.
okay, we agree on a lot. Wow. And in the whole gist of this podcast is, oh, I recognize that. That's what that is. Sometimes it is a technical term, but I'm able to define it from like experience rather than technicality. And she has the technical term for it. And even her upbringing, opposite of mine. She's been in a lot of predominantly white situations, going to school, stuff like that, private school. And she's came to the realization like, oh, okay. So I learned a lot through her and she learns a lot from my experiences and what it is to be from two totally different backgrounds, not totally different because we still have Black family, but as far as our experiences outside of our household, even in high school, I went to City High School. It's a college prep school and then named the first, but it was all types of demographics that went there, but we were still a majority. Even in that, I was a majority up until college. You know what I'm saying? So my first experience with being a minority truly is the military. You get what I'm saying? So like surface level minority, of course, majority rather, because there's so many different, like I said, so many different types of Black people. It's beautiful. But yeah, that was my first time actually jumping into a situation where this is what it is. This is what it's like. I have to credit her a lot. I also have to credit my father. He's a big proponent in my morals. I've seen him as a child go to bat for me, smaller experiences, nothing too drastic, but like I've seen him educated me on his experiences and how things move in the workplace. And this is coming from somebody who's very established, but in some type of capacity because of where he's from and who he was to who he is now and who he wanted to be, he was held back in some capacity. My father's a very brilliant person. I don't tell him that because I will never let him the ego. I don't let him try to flag. But my father he's a brilliant person. And I feel like a lot of people that come into contact with my father feels that way. And he's a very street smart person. I think a lot of his brilliance comes from his experiences in the street because it almost mirrors he utilized those situations to make it where he is today, even in the work field. I don't know a lot of Black engineers. My god brother, he's a Black engineer, but like a Black engineer is very important to see. That's like a Black doctor to me because you know what I mean. Like we don't have those experiences or those representations a lot, and I had one in my household. They are probably the two most important figures in that experience for me. And honestly, just the experiences themselves. Like I said, everything shapes you as a person. And had I not went through those blatant experiences, I don't know if we would be having this conversation today. Who's to say I would experience it differently, but that was blatant. And I think adversity does need to be blatant sometimes so it can shape you and really show you the misappropriations that are in front of you. And now I will always look out for us. You know what I mean? I always had that mindset, but now like those experiences, oh, that's tenfold now.
That's solidified. I will always look out for us. Now, you just named some folks and experiences. So, if you had the opportunity to say anything to them in terms of gratitude or for their impact in your life, what is it that you want to share with them that you want them to hear?
For my partner, I have to let her know, which I do on a daily basis. It's not even about being proud of her. It's, yo, I'm like grateful to have you as not just a partner, but an example. A lot of us, unfortunately, a lot of our work don't drive us. A lot of our work is to survive. A lot of our work is to strictly provide. And to meet somebody that actually has an emotional attachment is revitalizing. And it helps me in ways that I couldn't even fathom. Just thank her for wanting to change things. I think that's the most important thing. That's so much bravery. And then she has those experiences where she can refer back and be like, I didn't care for how this went. And I'm going to speak up to this because of right correlations with those experiences. And it's tangible. Like it's intangible because it's experience, but it's tangible, it's relatable. And she wants to make a difference. And my father, I just thank you for going through things, you know, so I wouldn't have to. Like it's it. I mean, as a parent, you can attest to this. A lot of things you went through, and on like that is so powerful to have somebody that's like foresight wise taking the heat that you won't, so they can teach you those experiences. You can learn from, and they can converse with you. My father communication is top notch, and for being a communicative Black father, I thank him for that. Dating from a lot of things, because he's been through a lot of things that he is, by the grace of God, he's still from. And that doesn't go unnoticed. And he communicates with me a lot. We talk for hours. We talk for an hour and 30 minutes today. Like we've been close and tight. I'm actually learning more and more about him at this age.
I think there's something really special about letting folks know when they're able to receive the message, the impact.
For sure.
Just taking a moment and pausing and doing that. One of my old professors was actually a part of my social justice origin story, and I really wanted to have her be a part of this. By the time I had reached out, though, stuff had happened with her. Unfortunately, she had passed away. And this idea of it's just so important to let folks know what the impact was and how we're feeling in that moment. It's important for us to communicate that, and also important for other folks to hear it too. So yeah, thanks for engaging in that with me.